Hello everyone, Mathematics Wizard here, and I'm back. Today, I will be showing you all how to use a table of values to graph equations. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, let's say you had, for example, 2 multiplied by 1.34 raised to the x power plus 3. Now, the way to do this is to simply just create an xy chart, as shown here. Now, notice that basically we're just starting with the 5 basic integers, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2. That's like the most commonly used wide integers. Now, this is very simple. All you have to do is plug these numbers in for every x value, and this is what you get. Now, as you can see on the bottom, I put in the values for f of x equal to 4 and 33/67 for x equals -1, and for x equals -2, the f of x is going to be equal to 4 and 511 and 4489. Now, I put those in mixed numbers because they're going to be long and repeating decimals, so I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth and show y'all how it's done. So 4 and 33/67 is really 4.492537313. I only shortened it to 3 decimal places after, and like I said, round to the nearest hundred, so the 2 tells you to stay at 4.49. Now, for 4 and 511 and 4489, the decimal is actually 4.113833816, and I only keep it 3 decimal places short, so the 3 tells you to stay at 4.11. Now that you have all your decimals, this is what you do next. Now, you see, so now you have your last two values, round to the nearest hundred. So now you draw your graph, and the first obvious thing you see is your y-intercept at 0, 5. So all I gotta do is just plot it. So 0, 5 is going to be up here. And once you have that, you can just go ahead and start plugging in your points. So, just looking at the graph, you can tell that the graph is going to look something like this. I'm not going to draw it like very, very perfectly, so I'm just going to draw it the best I can. It's going to look something like this, going that way. Alright, and see, there's your graph for this exponential equation. Alright, let's try another one. Okay, so now, let's say we have 3 multiplied by 0.99 raised to the x power minus 4. And as always, of course, you want to do your xy chart. And just put in your x values. Alright, so now that you have your x values, you simply are just going to plug these numbers in to that x you see in the equation, and this is what you get. And voila! So, of course, you see once again, we have a fraction here, followed by another fraction. So this time we have negative 32 thirds, sorry, negative 32 33rds, and a negative 3068 3267ths. So once again, we are going to find their decimals and round to the nearest hundred, and this is what you'll get. So negative 32 33rds decimal is negative 0.96969696. So that tells you that 96 hundredths are going to keep repeating. So the 9 tells you to round up to negative 97 hundredths. Now, for negative 3068 3267ths, its decimal is negative 0.93908788482. But of course, that 9 will tell you to round up to negative 0.94. So now that you have all the information, this is what you do. You plug it into your XY chart, then draw your graph, plot your 5 points according to what you see in the XY chart, and your graph is going to look something like this. And once again, it's not perfect, so I'm drawing to the best of my ability. And voila. And this is the graph for the exponential function. Let's try one more example. Yes, our final example is the big one. Yes, the big shock dot itself. 1,000 multiplied by 0.2 raised to the x power. And this should be a little simple because if you know that that 0.2 is actually 1/5 in simplest form. So y'all should be able to have an idea of what that is. Some of you might be a little stuck, but it's okay. I'll show you how it's done once these values are filled in. Okay, so basically, the situation here is you plug in each x value into the x, and then each time you have to divide by 5 because the denominator in 1/5 is 5. So you get your number, put it in a f of x, and the trick here is to multiply 5 every time, depending on where you start. So if you start from 2, then go all the way to the bottom of the list at -2, you're going to be going backwards, so you're going to multiply 5 every time. But if you're starting from -2 and going up the list to 2, you're going to be dividing by 5. So in this case, I'll start from the very bottom, 2, going all the way to -2, so I'm going to be doing the inverse. So I multiply 5 every time. Okay, so now that we have our values, we are going to make a graph, but this time it's going to be a little different, and I'll show you all what I mean. Okay, this is what I mean, guys. So basically, depending on our values for f of x, we had to set different incremental numericals. So in this case, I made increments of 100 being 500 at the halfway mark. So 1,000, of course, is going to be at the end because half of 1,000 is 500, and that very tip here is 1,000. So this is where I put my point here, and the graph is going to look something like this, coming all the way down. Sorry, it should be right here and going all the way down. Yeah, it's going to be a lot because our numbers are so high that the numbers are like squeezed tight together. The whole graph is squeezed towards the origin. Okay, guys, well, that's all for tonight. Just one thing you'll have to remember is whether you are using a calculator or not, if you are using a calculator, then you can probably get much done fast. But if you're not, just remember, whenever you're trying to plug in numbers, order of operations, state that you deal with exponentials first, exponents first before you do anything on the outside of it. Okay, well, that's all for today, guys. So if you have more questions, you can comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you. I'm out.